Hey everybody, so we're going to have a look today at some of the parts that make up a sentence because I noticed that some people are finding it really hard to find very technical poetic techniques in their songs. Sometimes it's the language that we use every day that gives something meaning. So let's have a look at the really sort of the most important parts of our language that we use every day that we can talk about in terms of our songs and our poetry. So, the first one, we have got verbs, then we've got nouns, pronouns, adjectives, adverbs. Now, all of you have heard of these before because a lot of these things you'll find in a simple sentence. So a verb is a word used to describe an action, state, or occurrence. Basically, in primary school, maybe you might have called it a doing word. Nouns are a word that's used to identify people, places, or things. Or to name a particular one of these, which is a proper noun. So a noun is basically an object. So a lampshade, that's a noun. If I said my name, then that would be a proper noun because I'm saying the name of an actual person. So a pronoun now refers either to a person in the conversation, so you, me, I, or to someone or something mentioned elsewhere in the conversation. So them, she, him, it, they. An adjective is a word naming an attribute of a noun, such as sweet, red, technical. Now these adjectives you might know of as describing words. And the last one on our list is adverbs. These are verbs which describe an adjective. So it's a word or phrase that modifies the meaning of an adjective, verb, or other adverb expressing manner, place, time, or degree. So if I were to say she went for a walk, then I could say walk is the verb. If I said she went for a walk quietly, then quietly becomes an adverb. So it's telling me that she's walking quietly. Now I've written a little sentence down here to try and give you an example of where all of these different grammatical terms fit in. So the sentence is, they worked hard and created a wonderful presentation. So I've broken them down. My pronoun is they because I'm referring to people, to a group of people. It's also third person if we're talking about point of view because I'm talking about them. Point of view is also meaning that I'm talking in plural because I'm talking about more than one person. Worked becomes a verb because we're working, we're doing something. Hard becomes the adverb because I didn't just say they're working, I said they're working hard. Created becomes a verb because they're making something, they're doing something. Wonderful is an adverb because is an adjective, sorry, because it describes the presentation, which is a noun. So a presentation that they're making is a thing, and wonderful is the adjective which describes how good that thing is. Now the other really important thing that I want you to understand is that with all of these words, the words you guys use every single day, they can allow us to make inferences. So let's have a look. If I just said they worked and created a presentation, that doesn't tell me much about the people who are making that presentation. But as soon as I add some adverbs and some adjectives, I can start to understand, or I can start to guess what the people are like that are making the presentation. So they worked hard. I know probably that they're hard workers, so they've got a strong work ethic. They made a wonderful presentation, so they're putting a lot of effort into what they're making. So from that, I can infer that these people are really hardworking and that they're wanting to make a good presentation. So it's these kinds of things that allow us to understand a little bit more about poems as well and about stories. If you've got lots of verbs, for instance, it could be something that's driven by action and there's a lot happening. If you've got a lot of adjectives, they're obviously trying to give you a really good description of either a person or what's going on or what something looks like. So you can use all of these things when you come to analyze your poem as well. All right, bye.